Imagine waking up to a world transformed overnight. The familiar streets outside your window are eerily silent, bathed in the pale light of dawn, as if the world itself is holding its breath for what comes next. News flashes across every screen, interrupting regular programming with urgent updates. Headlines scream of disaster, and anchors struggle to keep up with the unfolding chaos. Sirens wail in distant towns, echoing through empty streets as emergency vehicles race to respond. The sense of panic grows with every passing minute. Above Yellowstone National Park, a column of ash and fire pierces the sky, rising higher than any thundercloud. The eruption is unlike anything seen in living memory, a force of nature unleashed with terrifying power. The ground shudders for hundreds of miles, sending tremors through cities and countryside alike. Windows rattle, and dust rises from every surface as the earth itself seems to groan in protest. For a moment, the world holds its breath. People everywhere pause, staring skyward in disbelief, united by a shared sense of dread and awe. People scramble for shelter as ash begins to fall like gray snow, coating cars and rooftops in a thick, suffocating layer. Streets vanish beneath the ash, and breathing becomes difficult without protection. Flights are grounded from coast to coast. Airports fall silent as planes are unable to take off or land, stranding thousands of travelers and halting global movement. Power flickers and vanishes in wide regions. Cities that never sleep are plunged into darkness, their skylines reduced to silhouettes against the dim, ash-filled sky. The sun dims behind a churning cloud that stretches far beyond the horizon. Day turns to twilight, and the world is cast into an unnatural gloom. In these first few hours, confusion reigns. People search for answers, glued to their phones and radios, desperate for any scrap of information. Emergency broadcasts urge calm, but fear spreads faster than the ash. Families huddle together, anxiously awaiting instructions, while rumors and misinformation swirl. Across America and around the globe, everyone is asking the same question: what just happened, and what comes next? The world is united in uncertainty, searching for hope amid the chaos. In this essay, we'll journey beyond the chaos to understand the Yellowstone supervolcano, its true power, and what science says about its threat. We'll meet the experts racing to decode the signals and protect our future. We'll explore how our planet can surprise us and how knowledge is our best shield. By understanding the forces beneath our feet, we can prepare for the unimaginable and face the future with resilience. Yellowstone is not just a national park with geysers and bears. Beneath its surface lies one of Earth's most powerful volcanoes. When people say supervolcano, they mean a volcano capable of producing eruptions thousands of times bigger than Mount St. Helens or Vesuvius. The heart of Yellowstone is a vast magma chamber. Imagine a reservoir of molten rock, stretching for over 40 miles, hidden miles below. It bubbles quietly, powering the famous geysers and hot springs above. But when it erupts, it can change the world. Scientists call Yellowstone a caldera volcano. Instead of a mountain, it is a giant crater formed by past explosions. This caldera is so wide, over 30 miles, that visitors can stand inside it without realizing. It is a sleeping giant, watched closely by scientists around the clock. Understanding the Yellowstone supervolcano helps us see both its danger and its beauty. It is a reminder that beneath our feet, the Earth is alive and restless. Yellowstone is one of the most powerful volcanic systems on Earth, and its eruption history is both dramatic and fascinating. Over the last 2 million years, Yellowstone has erupted 3 major times, each event leaving a permanent mark on the landscape and shaping the world as we know it. Each of these colossal blasts sent ash clouds across entire continents, altering ecosystems and even influencing the course of evolution for countless species. The first massive eruption happened about 2.1 million years ago, releasing an unimaginable amount of energy and material into the atmosphere. This eruption buried the land under deep layers of ash and rock, creating what we now call the oldest Yellowstone caldera, a vast, sunken landscape that still shapes the park today. The next big eruption came about 1.3 million years ago. Though smaller than the first, it was still enormous by any standard, reshaping the region and leaving behind another caldera. Even this smaller eruption would have been catastrophic if witnessed by humans, with ash clouds darkening the sky for weeks. The most recent giant eruption happened 640,000 years ago, and it was truly extraordinary in scale. This event created the current Yellowstone caldera, a massive depression visible from space, and its ash spread as far as the Gulf of Mexico, blanketing much of North America. These eruptions did not wipe out all life, but they did dramatically change the climate for years, causing cooler temperatures and altered weather patterns across the globe. Scientists have found thick layers of ash in ancient rocks and lake beds, even thousands of miles from Yellowstone, providing evidence of the volcano's far-reaching impact. By studying these clues, researchers hope to understand the timing, causes, and effects of past eruptions, and to predict what could happen next. In addition to these super eruptions, Yellowstone has experienced many smaller eruptions over the millennia, some forming lava domes or creating new landforms. Some of these eruptions produce slow-moving lava flows or hot mud, quietly reshaping the landscape in less dramatic but still significant ways. Today, most volcanic activity in Yellowstone is peaceful, hot springs bubbling, geysers like Old Faithful shooting steam skyward, and colorful pools hinting at the heat below. While giant eruptions are extremely rare, their effects last for ages, leaving behind a landscape that tells the story of Earth's powerful forces and Yellowstone's explosive past. If Yellowstone erupted tomorrow, the very first warning signs would be a series of powerful earthquakes. These tremors would ripple outward from the park, shaking the ground with a force that would be impossible to ignore. Buildings would sway and shudder for hundreds of miles in every direction, even in cities far from the eruption site. Windows would rattle, and debris could rain down from above. Roads and bridges might crack open or collapse entirely, making travel dangerous or impossible. Emergency vehicles would rush to respond, but chaos would quickly spread. People living nearby would have only seconds or minutes to find shelter before the true disaster began. The ground would still be shaking as the sky darkened. Next comes the ash. A supervolcano eruption can blast a colossal plume of ash high into the stratosphere, sending shockwaves through the atmosphere and creating a towering column visible for hundreds of miles. Winds would carry this ash cloud across North America in just a matter of hours, blanketing entire regions and blocking out sunlight. In places close to Yellowstone, ash would fall in feet, not inches, collapsing roofs, choking engines, and turning day into night. Streets and homes would disappear under a thick, suffocating layer. Ash is not just a nuisance or a simple dust. It is heavy, persistent, and incredibly difficult to remove. Each particle is sharp and abrasive, capable of scratching glass, damaging machinery, and wearing down anything it touches. It clogs lungs and can be deadly for people and animals alike. Breathing becomes hazardous, and protective masks become essential for survival. Water supplies would be contaminated as ash settles into rivers, lakes, and reservoirs, making clean drinking water scarce and forcing communities to rely on bottled water. Power lines and transformers would fail under the weight of ash and the violence of earthquakes, plunging entire regions into darkness and cutting off communication. Hospitals would quickly fill with people suffering from breathing problems, injuries, and panic. Medical staff would be overwhelmed and resources would run low. Travel would stop, airports would close, highways would be buried under ash, and trains would grind to a halt. Transportation networks would be paralyzed, isolating communities. The first days would be a desperate struggle for survival, as communities tried to dig out from the ash, find clean water, and care for the injured. Neighbors would band together, sharing supplies and hope, but the devastation would be overwhelming. Yellowstone's ash would not stop at America's borders. Powerful winds would carry it around the planet. The skies could darken for weeks or even months. Sunlight would be blocked and global temperatures would drop, a phenomenon called volcanic winter. Crops would fail as colder weather and dark skies halted photosynthesis. Food shortages could spread, first in the United States, then around the world. Even regions far from Yellowstone would feel the chill. Supply chains would snap as ports closed and trade slowed. Economic chaos would follow. Stock markets would tumble. Energy and food prices would soar. Governments would race to organize aid, ration food, and move refugees from disaster zones. Scientists and leaders would coordinate on a scale never seen before. Yet modern society is more prepared than ever. We have global food stocks, advanced communication, and disaster plans. While there would be hardship, humanity would find ways to adapt and recover. The idea of Yellowstone erupting is, honestly, frightening. But what do scientists really say? The truth is, super eruptions are extremely rare. Yellowstone's last giant blast was 640,000 years ago. That's a blink in geologic time, but an eternity for us. Today, Yellowstone's magma chamber is not full enough to erupt on a massive scale. Scientists use sensors to measure earthquakes, heat, and gas emissions. If anything changed, we would see warning signs months or even years in advance. Many rumors about Yellowstone are exaggerated. There is no sign of an eruption coming soon. In fact, the U.S. Geological Survey rates the risk as very low. Most volcanic activity in Yellowstone is minor. Small eruptions, steam vents, or earthquakes too weak to notice. Knowledge is our best defense against fear. Understanding the facts helps us stay prepared, calm, and resilient. Yellowstone is one of the most closely watched volcanoes on Earth. Scientists have placed hundreds of instruments in and around the park. Seismographs record every tremor, satellites measure ground movement, while gas detectors sniff for changes in volcanic gases. Each day, teams analyze the data, looking for warning signs. They model eruption scenarios on computers. They share information with public officials and the public. If trouble ever brews, these scientists will be the first to know. Technology has given us a window into the heart of the volcano. We can see magma rising, pressure building, or ground swelling long before an eruption happens. This means we can act early, evacuate, warn, and save lives. Science is not just about facts and numbers. It is about watching, learning, and caring for our world. Yellowstone reminds us that curiosity and vigilance go hand in hand. Yellowstone is a place of wonder. Its geysers, hot springs, and wildlife attract millions from around the world. Its supervolcano reminds us that Earth is powerful and unpredictable, but it also shows how far we have come. Thanks to science, we understand Yellowstone's secrets better each year. We know the risks, but also the odds. We have the tools to watch, learn, and respond. There is no need for panic, only respect and curiosity. In the end, Yellowstone teaches us humility. The Earth is ancient, and we are newcomers. But we are also explorers, thinkers, and problem solvers. The day Yellowstone changes the world may never come. Until then, its mystery is a call to wonder and to learn. Let us be inspired, not afraid, by the power beneath our feet. With knowledge and curiosity, we are ready for whatever the Earth has in store.